like the cause. My mother in the 80s and the 90s worked for missing children.
Wow.
And yeah, and so, you know, it was a huge thing back then, though. You know, it was more out there. Remember when it was like America's Most Wanted and,
Yep.
you know, all that stuff? Like it was,
Yep.
but like you were saying, like people really don't pay attention to it anymore. So we appreciate you, you know, being vocal, being an advocate for it because it's serious. We have kids, you have kids, you know, it's not,
Lord knows. One of my kids come up missing, so all hell breaking loose. I mean, somebody might get hurt that didn't even have nothing to do with it.
Who you telling? I understand.
You know, so I can imagine them 1.6 million people that kid. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. What would be the best advice you would give to someone coming up in the game, or what is the best advice you received coming up in the music industry?
I would tell any young person to study. Look at all the great people that came behind you. I mean, that came before you. Mm-hmm. I'm still learning. You know, I'm still learning today. I never look at it like, oh, I'm the shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm still learning. You know, I learn from the younger generation that's out right now, and I still go back and my process for making records are the same. You know, I used to always listen to Stevie Wonder, Teddy Pendergrass, Michael Jackson. Right before I get ready to make an album, then I go listen to my music to find out where my last project was and where I want to go. So I study myself. I study the greats. I also study the young guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure that what I'm making, it's original, it's me, but it also makes people feel good. So I would tell any young person, don't be afraid to be original. Study the greats. And practice, you know, because it makes perfect. Well, not perfect, but close to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Ree, I don't know if you felt this when listening to 100% Free, but I hear the versatility. Like I hear the different yous in this album. You know, like 1 minute I'm like jamming to the reggae.
Yes,
and
amazing.
Then I'm like meditating. So it's crazy. It's amazing. It's to see it come from you. Yeah.
You know what? I'm a chameleon. You know, I'm a chameleon. I am a true Gemini. You know, I can put on many different hats. I love all kinds of music. And you know, one thing that I would have changed about my career earlier on is that I would have stepped out that box sooner. You know, because sometimes people want to put you in a box and that's all they want you to do is just do this. But I feel like as an artist, you know, we want to grow. We want to do different things. I don't want to stray too far away. That's why I did the R&B songs on that record that I did, was because it's like, okay, I'm giving you what you expect from me. Okay, now I want to step out and do some other things. And the reason why I did that with this particular project was because I did a house track, did the reggae track, did a hip hop, and then I did the R&B joints. The reason I did that was because I wanted to touch as many people as I can. And I know house music has its own audience. Reggae, African type music has its own audience. I just wanted to spread love, push love. You know, the more and more we focus on love, the less and less we focus on the evil things that we may be thinking inside of our heads. Yeah, so I'm just trying to like really push people towards that. And not only that, I'm trying to push people to even if you had never meditated before, just try it. Just try it. You know what I'm saying? And I was one of those people that I didn't think it would work for me. But the more and more I did it, the more and more I started to feel different about myself. I started to love me. I started to figure out what was going on inside of me. You know, these are just thoughts. These are suggestions. That don't mean I had to do all of them. You know, so
yeah.
I just really want to encourage people to love themselves and also to push that love towards as many people as I can get it to.
Yeah.
Love it. So what is your creative process like? I mean, I know you just said that you listen to Stevie Wonder and Teddy Pendergrass, but is it more coming to you in the morning or is it at nighttime?
You know what?
When does the juices flow?
You know, it's different times. You know, I had the reason why I did the Payback record is I had a dream. I had a dream about this record. I had always loved it as a kid. I had a crazy dream. Like I'm sitting there and this music is playing in this dream. I wake up, I play it for my wife. She's like, oh man, I like that song. It's kind of old school. So I just went immediately to the basement and started working on it. I'm like, I got to do this record. It happens like that. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's a dream, sometimes like where I want to be, even though it was my life story, I'm on my way. One of my friends' mom had passed away. So I'm on a plane on the way going to his mom's funeral. And then these words start coming to me. So I wrote them down. I had the melody, but I forgot it because I'm on my way going somewhere. But as soon as I got back home and started looking at the words, the melody came right back to me. So it was meant to happen. I couldn't lose it, and when songs happen like that, I just feel like I have to do it.
Yeah. Well, listen to that inner voice. I had a dream about this whole situation.
See?
Yep.
So
dreams don't come true.
Some dreams come true.
And look at this. It definitely comes true.
Yeah, they do.
Switch gears a little bit, and we'll be wrapping up. I think we're like 10 minutes in, but or 10 minutes left. We're Unsung Underground. We're all about the music. So who is really on your playlist? Who are you listening to? Whether they are independent, really not well known per se, or mainstream. Who's on your playlist?
Honestly, I only listen to Dusties, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, the Isley Brothers, Teddy Pendergrass, Patrice Rushen, Alicia Myers, Rick James, Tina Marie, Shaka Khan, the Commodores, Earth, Wind and Fire. I love that music. I love live music, live bands. I love guitars and records. I listen to that music because it makes me feel a certain kind of way. I get a happy vibe. When I'm hearing something that makes me feel good inside, I just love it. So there's an energy in that music that it's hard to recreate, Right. And that's why I listen to it.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I swear, all of us are like music spirits. What do you call it? Spirit animals, spirit music animals.
Yes.
Yes.
So, how do you feel about today's R&B artists? And do you feel that it compares to the music from back in the day? How do you feel about it?
There's no comparison. And I'm sure if you ask Teddy Pendergrass and all of those guys, if they were still alive, what do you think about the 90s? They probably say there's no comparison.
Yeah.
It's different eras. What I can say about the young generation is they have created a lane for themselves. I love the music. The music is grooving. I just wish that we could do something about the subject matter, the lyrical content.
Yeah.
I think we can find better ways to say things without being so upfront. Back then we were a little bit more clever with how we approach songwriting. You can say the same thing, but just say it in a different way.
Yeah.
I also think that today we're pushing too much drugs in the music. And, back then it was probably just a little bit of marijuana. So now we on tamales and Percocets and all kind of things that we pushing in the music, and we don't understand it. We got little ones listening to this stuff. They dancing, they bopping, they saying Molly Percocet. They don't know what it is, but we're feeding in this information, and we got be a little bit more careful with how we do this.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I guess my last personal question. So how influential is like your children and your family and making your music and that whole ordeal? Like, are they're excited about the album? And
yeah, they're excited, they're happy. My family played a big role in my music because I have to live in order to write. I have to experience things in order to write. So that's where they come in at. My everyday life is around my family. So everything I'm living is what I'm writing. So they play a major role. They don't know that. Well, maybe they do. But my songs are about my life. So whether I have a good experience or a bad experience, I'm gonna tell somebody about it through song. So they play a major role in my success and in my songwriting and everything I do.
So on this new album, what is your favorite song? Do you have a favorite song on the new album?
Oh yeah, I got a favorite on this joint. my favorite record on this album is Serious.
Oh,
I mean, that joint right there, it's got a vibe to it. It has all the elements of the way I'm singing it. It's new, it's a new flow, but the track has all the elements of yesterday's music with some new stuff in it. But that's my favorite track. I feel like my swag on there. It's just rocking, you know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of letting the young ones know, look, watch how the OG about to put it down.
Yeah.
You know don't think because I'm an older guy, I ain't got no flow and I can't do this. I can still do this at a high level. So that was my thing with that record.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Love it. And I love Karma too.
Thank you. Video is gonna be off the chain, man. I had some awesome some of my friends came out. Jacquees came out to be in it. Carl Thomas is in it. RL from Next is in it. I mean, it's an amazing. George Daniels I don't know if you guys know who George Daniels is, but he's one of the OGs from Chicago. He's in it. My mom's in it. Actually, majority of my family came down to support me and be in the video. So I mean, we had a great time. And I think when people watch the video, they're gonna be like, wow, this reminds me of got that old school R&B. Not only that, but just the way the video looks. It's so classy, it's classic, and I think people will appreciate what we did.
So excited.
I'm excited.
To see this. Ooh,
excited.
It's about time.
It is. 7 years, it's been a long time. I ain't gonna lie. Yes. 7 years has been a stretch.
But it happens when it's supposed to. It happens when it's supposed to.
It does. So. For me, it was that 777. I didn't realize that until I really looked at it like, oh, joint. I said, it's been 7 years. It's my 7th album. You know what? I'm going to do 7 songs. So that's what made me pretty much put that together like that.
Yep. So the drum roll question of the...
I was going to do a drum roll, but I ain't doing it.
We'll add it in there. So, Donell, who you rocking with?
I'm rocking with the OOUU, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Twisted. D Jones is rocking with the OOUU, baby. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all having me. Again, I apologize. The guy was trying to hold me hostage.
No worries. We was talking to Kenya and we was having a great time talking to her, and we just want to thank her as well.
Thank y'all. Amazing interview.
Yes.
Thank
you so much.
Right. You guys have an awesome night tonight, okay?
You too. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
Later.
Bye-bye.